Good morning, guys. Today, we are going to see about the programming of the Spark SQL module. Last class, we have already started with the Spark SQL module. We have seen the introduction class like what is data frame, how to create data frame, what are the different ways are there to create data frame, from what are the different source systems are there from where we can create the data frame. Today we'll see some important programs related to Spark SQL module. Okay. Now first creating the data frame by using list of tuple. Okay. So the program name is creating data frame with list of tuple but not calling action. Okay. So you can see I'm creating the object of the Spark session. Then I have the list of tuples, something like Robin, 10. So this is one tuple. Then Nirekshan, 20. Then Ramesh, 30. Okay. Now how I am creating the data frame? On top of the Spark session object, I am calling a method called create data frame. Then I am passing that list of tuple with the column name. Which column name I need to give? So first I have to give the column name as name. Then the second column name is age. Then as part of the output you can see there are two different columns will be created, name and age, and the corresponding data will be placed under that. Creating data frame by using list of tuple. After creating the data frame, we need to call action on top of the data frame object. Here, action is the show, you can see. So once I will call the show on top of the action, on top of this data frame, then only you are able to see the output. See guys, this example, demo 5 example is same as the demo 4. Only the difference is I am not calling any action on top of this data frame. That's why you are not able to see the output. It's totally empty. With the same program, I'm just using the show method. Show is nothing but action. It's written here. Here, action is nothing but show. So while calling show on top of the data frame, it is displaying me the output. Getting my point? As I have told you, I have two different columns, name and age, and all the corresponding value are stored below to that. Now, creating data frame by using list of tuple. You can see list of tuple. I am creating the data frame, and here I am passing three different column name, age, and salary. Then I am calling dot show. You can see all the value are putting together below to this respective column name. Creating data frame by loading CSV file. I have a CSV file called sales.csv file that I am loading, and I am creating the data frame, and I am calling show method on top of the data frame. You can see it contains almost 5 different columns: customer ID, mail ID, transaction ID, product name, and product cost. Here you will see all the respective values that I am able to see under this column name. Now, creating data frame by loading CSV file. You can see the CSV file but does not contain any header because I am not writing header is equal to true. You can see. That's why all the column name are treated as the data only. That's why it's present as a first row. And as a column name, the different column name is present, that is underscore C0, underscore C1, C2, C3, and so on. Okay, the only difference is here you can see I'm using header is equal to true. Whenever I will write header is equal to true, it will treat as the column name as the header, and it will start from the first row onwards the data actually. But if I am not writing here header is equal to true, then it will treat as the column name as the first row of the data. That is the only difference. Now print schema. Print schema method, print schema of the data frame. You can see I am writing print schema. df.print schema. It is just writing all the column name along with its respective data type. So customer ID is a string type, mail ID is a string type, transaction ID is a string type, product name is a string type, and product cost is also a string type. If input schema is equal to true and header is equal to true, then Spark provides schema and keep first row as header part. You can see. Okay. Input schema is equal to true, header is equal to true. You can see. Okay. Now df.column, it prints total column name of the data frame. So I'm writing df.column. It's just printing all the column name. customer ID, mail ID, transaction ID, product name, and product cost. Now filter method. We can apply filter condition data frame by using the filter method. So once I will create the data frame by reading the CSV file by taking the help of Spark session object. So I'm just writing filter. So product cost less than 20,000. So under the product cost column, whose product cost is less than 20,000, I want to filter it out, those data only. So you can see here after displaying, you can see under the product underscore cost, whatever value you are able to see, that is less than 20,000 only. Now select method, we can get specific column from data frame by using the select method. Select specific column from data frame. So here select of product name, that is so. I'm just selecting only product name and I'm displaying here, not entire data frame, only product name. I am to select out of the entire data frame that I am to display here. Now select specific column from the data frame. What are the column I need to select? Product name and a product cost. Product name and product cost. You can see the data that I am displaying here. Then filter and select. We can apply condition by using filter method and selecting specific columns. df filter of product underscore cost less than 20,000. So df filter product underscore cost less than 20,000. Select product underscore name, product underscore cost. So while writing df filter product underscore cost less than 20,000, you can see, like as I have already written previously, on product underscore cost, what the value you are able to see, that is less than 20,000 only. But here, what happens again on top of that, with that condition, I'm just trying to select only the two columns, that is product underscore name and the product underscore cost. That's why you are able to see only two column related data, not the entire data frame. Okay. Now applying group of condition on data frame by using the filter method. Now you can see here I'm writing the AND condition. On top of the data frame, I'm using the filter condition. Product underscore cost less than 10,000 and product underscore cost greater than 1,000. So the product underscore cost, whose product cost is greater than 1,000 and less than 10,000, that product will be displayed here. You can see 5,000, 5,000. Able to see? Now distinct method, selecting unique or distinct values. You can say df.select product name, distinct so. Product underscore name, Nokia, iPhone, Samsung, HTC. Count method, counting unique value from data frame. So you can see I'm selecting the product name column distinct so. df.select product name dot distinct dot count, you can see. So, while writing the count, it will just count how many products are present under the product underscore name. That is 4. Now similarly, I want to use the like method. Selecting the product name, we just started with yes letter. You can write I'm using the wildcard character df dot product underscore name dot like yes percentage symbol. So under product underscore name, whose name start with yes and rest of the things I don't care. Those row details will be fetched out. You can see started with Samsung X. Yes, right? That's why only two related product which are related to Samsung is showing. Now group by method, grouping common count the common product. I'm just grouping based upon the product name and then I'm counting it. So for Nokia, its count is 1. For iPhone, 2 count, 2 product. Samsung, 2 product. HTC, again 2 product. Now group by method, grouping, counting and applying condition by using filter method. df.group by product underscore name count dot filter count greater than 1, so 10. iPhone 2, Samsung 2, HTC 2. You can see, okay. The group by product underscore name, then count I'm just writing. Then order by method. By using this method, we can print the values in order. df.order by customer underscore ID. Okay, I'm just ordering by the customer ID. You can see the first it will start from 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. Order by customer ID, then so I'm just displaying it. Then order by product cost. So now I am ordering based upon the product cost. You can see first 1,000, then 5,000, then 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 and all. Okay. So with this, guys, we have completed the part 2 of the Spark SQL module. Going forward, we will see some other concept, okay, of the Spark SQL module as part of the part 3. Till that time, guys, do practice all this program. I have given around almost 23 programs. Do practice and take your output match with the output that is displaying here, and then only you'll be able to know whether you are running the code perfectly, in a right direction or is giving any error. Okay, thank you so much. Have a nice day.